Look Both Ways, directed by Rafiki's Wanuri Kahu from a screenplay by April Prosser, also unfolds in two timelines but smooths out the edges. Its effect is warm and reassuring, and its means of affirming that everything will be okay are cozy and tame, particularly in relation to new motherhood. Notably, the factor that causes the chronology to split is not Natalie Bennett's decision to keep the pregnancy that her friend turned one-night stand Gabe, Danny Ramirez, unexpectedly gave her on the day of their University of Texas at Austin graduation. That decision, which is rooted in one timeline and is quickly glossed over, cannot help but invoke the hellscape of reproductive health in the US during the long dismantling of Roe v. Wade, particularly in Texas. We get two Lily Reinharts for the price of one in the brand new Look Both Ways romantic comedy on Netflix. The Riverdale actress plays Natalie in the endearing new film. Natalie is a recent college graduate, an artist whose life is irrevocably changed by a fateful pregnancy test. In one of Natalie's possible outcomes, she gets pregnant and a single mother, postponing her intentions to relocate to Los Angeles and pursue a career in painting. On the alternative course, she moves to Los Angeles to pursue a career as an artist. Natalie faces difficulties in both universes, including one involving love. While the artist version of Natalie develops feelings for her attractive co-worker Jake, David Corenswet, the parent version of Natalie struggles with her troubled relationship with Gabe, Danny Ramirez, the father of her kid. Will Natalie eventually be with Gabe, Jake, or both? They are platonic friends who decide to sleep together impulsively when Natalie and Gabe hook up before their college graduation. Particularly when the test is negative and Natalie and Gabe part ways, there are no lingering feelings. There is a parallel dimension where Natalie decides to become a mother despite the test coming back positive. As they prepare for and ultimately co-parent their daughter Rosie, she and Gabe stay close and involved in one another's life. They ought to be a couple, but they aren't. Natalie and Gabe manage their delicate relationship in the parallel universe. Gabe confesses his affections for Natalie 4 years after giving birth to Rosie, but Natalie puts the brakes on out of concern that things won't work out. Natalie appears to regret the decision as Gabe goes on and makes a proposal to a different woman. Fortunately, the fires between the parents rekindle during a delightful trip to the SXSW Film Festival, where Natalie talks on a panel about her Night Owl comic and Gabe plays with his band. For Natalie and Gabe, everything comes together and they can now finally call themselves a family. Natalie is looking for work in the art animation industry after relocating to Los Angeles with her best friend Kara, Aisha D. She sneaks into a neighborhood party hosted by her employer, Tall Story Animation, while applying for her dream job as the personal assistant to her idol Lucy Galloway, Nia Long. By chance, Natalie runs across Jake at the gathering. The two click right away and feel a chemistry, and when Natalie visits Lucy for her interview, she finds out Jake works at Tall Story. Naturally, Natalie's talent and perseverance get her the job, and with each date, she and Jake get closer and closer. Jake regrettably obtains the job offer of a lifetime that requires him to leave the country just as Natalie and Jake are preparing to move in together. In addition to losing her work with Lucy, Natalie finds it difficult to maintain a long-distance relationship. It takes Natalie some time to put her life back together and discover her artistic voice, but she uses her shattered heart as the inspiration for an animated short that debuted at SXSW. She gives Jake the good news through voicemail, and she's shocked to learn that Jake left his job to attend her premiere, reuniting the relationship. While acknowledging that Natalie's journey isn't yet over, Look Both Ways ending brings both versions of Natalie to a peaceful conclusion. So, yes, Natalie does end up with Gabe and Jake, just not the same version of Natalie. The movie does a great job of avoiding any judgments on which version of Natalie's world is real or preferable. Although there are difficulties and obstacles on both pathways, Natalie's realization that she will be okay, no matter what occurs, is the story's main theme. Even if she encounters Jake in the future, when she has a child, his character is not developed in that narrative. She meets Gabe again, while on the artist's path, but they don't reignite their romance. Look Both Ways deftly explores the endearing notion that no tale, no course, and no outcome are superior to the other as long as you're happy. What did you think of the movie? Please leave your comments and view the movie right away on Netflix.